if you're watching this episode right now, that means you've watched the other ones, right? So like, comment, subscribe. So let's get into it. Hey guys, happy Friday! Thank God it's Friday. And you know what? I'm gonna do my top 5. We're gonna do these random videos at times. So I'm gonna do my top 5 favorite DC characters, DC heroes. Favorite DC heroes. Let's start with my number 5, and they're in no particular order. But number 5 has to be Superman. I love Superman ever since I was a kid. I love the whole like invulnerability, wanting to be anywhere around, and you know, just having and especially when he's written well. It's an interesting story. You know, it's a very hard to make a good Superman story, but if you get like those one good authors like Dan Jurgens, or actually Bendis is actually doing a pretty good job right now with it, then you get some really good actual stories coming. So yeah, that's why Superman is my number 5. Number 4 has to be Azrael. For those who don't know who Azrael is in 1994, I want to say. Yeah, 1994. Basically, they called the series Nightfall. And what it was basically the story of Bane and Batman. And during that time, Batman was training another person. He wasn't training, he was training John Paul Valley. John Paul Valley was being trained to become Batman. Just in case, you know, if you know, something happens to him. Well, something does. Bane breaks Batman's back, and John Paul Valley becomes Batman. He becomes Azrael Batman, and this went on for a while. And he had the coolest looking costume. I have to say, it was one of my favorite costumes. I saw it as a kid, and I didn't realize that was the real Batman. But he kind of went psycho. When you're part of the Order of Saint Dumas, you get this armor, and it's really messes with your psyche. Also, he was kind of brainwashed, and they had to like reset the brainwash. But problem was, he started killing people. He really believed he was like the Gotham savior. He was meant to take it over. Eventually, Batman got healed, said, "You're going nuts. I got to put an end to you." And yeah, it beats the crap out of him. But he's one of my favorites because they are now incorporating him into more DC mainstream. He was part of James Tynion's Detective Comics. He was part of Batman Eternal. He was he was part of Batman and Robin Eternal. And now, if you guys don't know, I'm also a huge fan of Batman White Knight. Sean Gilmore now has just announced a sequel called Batman Curse of the White Knight. And the cover has Azrael. And yes, Azrael is a huge part of this comic coming out. So yes, that is why Azrael is my number 4. Number 3 has to be Batman Beyond. Now, you guys are wondering, why isn't it like why is Batman Beyond my number 3? I grew up with the animated series Batman Beyond. It was a cool series. Later became a comic. Most people don't know this, but Batman Beyond was not originally a comic. It was originally a series on the WB. Got so popular, I think it went 4 seasons, and it's one of my favorites because it's not Bruce Wayne. It's Bruce Wayne training this new kid called Terry McGinnis, and it's a really good story. And just Dan Jurgens right now is writing actually really good Batman Beyond stories. Like, I read his first arc on the New 52 After Future's End, but like I've heard like nothing but good reviews on his Rebirth one, where they brought like the first arc was they brought back the Joker. Like in the future, you gotta think like this is like Bruce Wayne's old, the Joker's even older, and the coolest part about it, what they did was like, spoilers, but like he was like, this guy was like, I'm gonna bring back the Joker, and they don't realize that the Joker that they're trying to revive is actually Bruce Wayne, and the guy was just faking it. But then you realize, like, later on, like, the janitor that you see, like, walking around was the actual Joker. And it's so cool. So that's why, like, Batman Beyond is my number 3. Number 2, Red Hood. Red Hood is one of my favorites. After watching Batman the Red Hood and watching Jensen Ackles star as the Red Hood, I loved the character. So I read the comic, I read everything afterwards, and he is one of my all-time favorite characters. You don't know the history of it, go watch. If you have DC streaming, watch that movie. Or if you don't, buy it. I'm putting in the link down below. Buy this movie. It is the best animated movie I think out there, and it is very close actually to the comic related. And it's a really cool story. I mean, I don't want to ruin it for you if you guys are going to see it, but like, spoiler, well, just something, spoiler, if you guys want to do it, I'm going to put a timestamp right here where you can go, and that's going to, down in the description down below, like where to stop, and I won't stop spoiling. But the reason is, so Joker kills Jason Todd. Jason Todd gets revived by, whoever, for those who don't know, Batman has several Robins. Jason Todd's the second one, famously known being the one that died. He dies, he comes back through the Lazarus Pit, and goes psychotic, and basically is pissed off that Batman didn't kill the Joker. So he decides to wage a war against crime. And he does a better job, actually, of being Batman. He kills, though. So the whole story, like Batman, so Red Hood is just, you know, this anti-hero. He's, you know, he's taking control of the drugs. He's doing all this stuff, and it's so cool. Later on, he was still a villain of Batman, but later on, he became an anti-hero. Like, Batman took him back in, said, you are not to kill. You can use your guns, but you don't kill. And it's recently now that Red Hood finally just snapped and broke the rule, and he apparently has killed the Penguin. So, it's huge in that. But that's why, really, Batman, like Red Hood is one of my all-time favorite, and that is my number 2. And my number 1, everyone who knows me knows it. If you guys can look at my the logo that I have is a huge influence on it. It's Green Lantern. Green Lantern is my favorite. Hal Jordan, especially. Hal Jordan is my favorite Green Lantern, mainly because Jeff Johns he introduced me to the War of Lights and everything, and just the story that he wrote. I have his 3 omnibuses, and the story that he actually wrote was a fantastic story. It was an eye-gripping story. It was a 10-year spread, guys. You gotta think about that. It's a 10-year spread, and that guy is the most successful writer. This is the guy who's writing Doomsday Clock right now, and that's a huge success. I mean, huge. I mean, I just read the 7th issue. It's awesome. But Green Lantern, with the, you know, you gotta think, this ring has a power of will. If you have enough will, you can construct, like, constructs, and depending on how strong your will is depending on how strong your constructs are. And if you read Robert Venditti, I mean, at one point, Hal Jordan becomes living will. He becomes a living construct, and it's so cool. And that's why I give, like, Hal Jordan my top 1. Alright, well, that's my video for today. So I want to know what your top 5 DC heroes are. Put down in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not. Make sure to hit that bell so you never miss out on a live stream or giveaways. Yeah, have a good Friday, everyone. Peace out.